All right, how do I get back to the beginning? Son of a bitch. Beautiful. Good morning, gang. Hello, hello. How's everybody?
Good.
Nowhere else you'd rather be? On May 22nd of 2025, right? You know? Okay. Before I forget, anybody have a really good listing they want to tell us about? Don't give us a 7-minute dissertation that it has a great backyard or something, but 30 seconds. Go ahead, Brittany.
I have a new listing in Lone Mountain. It's Rosado Way. It's 1.75 million. If anyone wants to hold it open, it's vacant now. So if you want the luxury buyers, they do come in. So I've gotten a lot of clients out there. But it's back on the market because the buyer failed to perform. So
Excellent. 27 seconds. See that? We can do it in less than 30 seconds. All right. Hi, I don't know about you. You're long-winded here, but
I
have a very cheap listing.
a very cost-effective property that she's representing the seller on. Yeah, that's what she means.
We need to sell. This is like an emergency. We have to sell. The seller is in bad health. So it's a little condo in Las Vegas Country Club, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, fully remodeled, new air conditioning, new water heater, rolling shutters for security, first floor, a few steps from the pool for $199,000. We are lower than anything there in that condition, and we need to sell like.
And you can rent that out, correct? There's no restrictions on renting out as far as you know?
Restrictions of what?
To rent it out.
Yeah, you can rent it out.
You can rent it out.
There's a wait list right now. It's about 6 to 12 months on the wait list, but you can rent it out.
Okay.
But it's great condition, moving
Wow.
ready, nothing to do. And
Okay.
if you have somebody, we have to sell it like
That's a bargain, gang. 200 grand in the country club, right?
Yeah.
What's the
It's 448, HOA is 448, but it's guard gated,
Yeah.
it's beautiful, it has all the amenities, the pools, there's about 5 pools there, the golf course, great location, anybody relocating, corporate.
Okay, 30 seconds. You're done. Okay. I knew it. And that's where Lefty Rosenthal used to live. Who doesn't know who Lefty Rosenthal is? Guys, help me out here. You got to Google him. The movie Casino, his wife, Robert De Niro, Tony Spilotro, all that stuff, all right, Steph.
My penthouse is
She does.
like in trilogy.
And how much is it, 1.7?
No, it's $1,069,000, but
Okay.
the seller is very motivated, and it's the best view. It's an Apex model and elevator. We were over the inspection with the last buyer, so everything's like brand new. It's great.
Yeah, she had it in escrow, and I think the potential buyer, before they canceled, inspected everything.
Everything.
I mean everything.
Elevator inspection, everything.
Yeah, so it's in really good shape. Okay, one more. Anybody? Last one. Nobody? Going once. Going twice. Wow, great. Okay, gang. We're going to get to these. JJ Kingery, he's a big shot now. He doesn't have to come anymore. Okay, JJ used to come all the time, but he doesn't come anymore. But that's okay, Jay. We understand. But we'll get to the gals in a minute. Some really cool meetings coming up. Next week, we have attorney Elizabeth Ashley. I've seen her a bunch of times down at LVR over the years. She does CE classes and just visits brokerages about risk reduction, about keeping you out of trouble, what to do, what not to do. I know a lot of realtors that have retained her to represent them when they've gotten into some deep crap. Now that would never have to happen here because, of course, we have attorneys for you, but these little mom and pop shops, they don't have that for them, and they got to call Elizabeth for $250 an hour and $10,000 retainer, okay? So she's really, really good, okay? So it's not going to be a class. She'll probably talk for 20, 25 minutes, and then based on that, maybe she'll come back and do a CE class or whatever it might be, but you don't want to miss that. That's a good one. And then Vicki Greco, we have never had her here, but Mark has had her a dozen times. She helps form LLCs for relatively inexpensively. So I know a lot of you are always thinking about it, talking about it. When I got my license in 08, I said, I got to get this right away, Tim. I think 2013, I finally got it. I just put it off. But she'll help you. I don't think it's that expensive, $1,000, $1,200, I'm guessing, to set that up. But all of you should consider that, okay? Once you start making some money, because the tax benefits from it are really, really good. They really, really are good, okay? And then we're gonna have a Father's Day panel, just like we had the Mother's Day panel. So I don't know if any fathers in here that I emailed that is not getting back to me yet. No, I don't think so, okay? But I have 8 or 9 fathers that I emailed. I just need 3 or 4 to get back to me. And I'm sure we'll get 3 or 4 and have a nice little panel with that, okay? This is, I don't understand why you guys aren't doing this. It's your money, okay? But if you just send in one person, and me and Wendy, Jason has somebody coming in, and Cora sent me a person, we hire them, you save $1,200. Jeez, come on, gang. I mean, and it's gonna end pretty soon. So don't tell me June 15th, Tim, my buddy at KW wants to interview you with you. That's great, but you're not gonna get the $1,200 because it's we have to see them in the month of May. We have to interview them in the month of May. And if it takes them a couple weeks to decide, that's okay. But if we see them today and they call me in September, no, it's not.
Do you have like a promo flyer we could post?
There you go, baby, that'll work.
That one's not gonna.
See Suzanne, there's a,
Promo to recruit.
to who?
To recruit. Like join real.
A flyer they could share, a recruitment flyer. Like what would you say?
How many do we have, Suze? I mean, there's a ton of different recruitment flyers that, if you Google Realty One Group and you go to the main page, it's about joining our company. It's not about, that kind of anything else. It's about why you should own a Realty One Group and why you should join Realty One Group. So, but this kind of thing, it's going to be an agent that you know. Hey, Joe, I know you've been at RE/MAX 8 years. You're tired of paying those franchise fees. Come talk to Tim and Wendy for 20 minutes. That's how this is going to go. I don't think you're going to blast out a flyer to, your database of agents. We don't want you to do that, okay?
Real quick, though, if you refer one, you get 1 year free. If you refer 3 people, you get it free for life. So your monthly fees are free for life, which is huge, guys. That's a huge savings. So
There's about 50 agents in this office. Is it that many, Suze, that have free for life? Is that too many? Yeah, 50 might be high, right? Okay.
Grandfathered people in that
Yeah.
been here since
Right, okay. So they don't,
You're gonna be here another 20 years. That's
Come on.
$24,000.
there you go. Come on, guys.
Question, if you refer them, if they don't join, they have to join before.
No, we'll give you the money even if they don't join. Well, of course they got to join. Or did I misunderstand your question? Did I misunderstand your question? Help me out here, John. No? Did I get that right?
it's
Okay.
not just referring, it's referring
Yes.
and actually joining.
Right. It's not for an interview.
Will they get their $1,000 still in May?
Do they get?
They get different incentives based on who they are. You send me Ivan Shear, Ivan's going to get a lot different stuff than Ricky from RE/MAX. If you get my drift here, So we'll make it.
What's wrong with RE/MAX?
Well, because I worked there for 11 years, and it is what it is. Okay, another fun day. Suze will put on the apron. She's going to grill up some steaks. Okay, please come. But if you come, bring a side dish or dessert to share with everyone. Don't show up here. Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Tim, and eat 17 hot dogs. Or take 3 home for your kids. That's not the deal here. Bring something minimal. It could be cupcakes for $4 from Albertsons. I don't care. But participate. Bring some stuff in. It's the right thing to do. Okay. What else we got here? That same day, Lee is gonna. Is it the same day? Mm-hmm. Yeah, same day. Lee is gonna do a 1 credit solar class. Lee Dreisen. Okay. I would recommend we jump in on that. That's the $1 Million Club from last month. We got it a little bit late in May, but some familiar faces on there that are doing really well. Is Judy in the meeting or Judy's out front? Right. Okay. Judy's out there. So okay. These are the top 5 teams. What's cool about this? Lizette and Alicia on there, and the panels popped in there, and of course the Kessler Group. Where's the Kessler Group? Woo-hoo! That a girl, hire, good job. And that's the top 25 realtors for the month of April. You guys should use this if you're on this list. Promote yourself, okay? Not crazily, not overbearing. And we all know those agents that really, on social media kind of take promoting themselves to a different level. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but there's probably a happy medium, okay? Some quick numbers. We're not at 10,000 properties yet. We're at 9,600, but I think we're going to hit 10,000, maybe by September, maybe Labor Day, I would think. So they're popping up 100, 150 a month in the last 6 months or so. So that's a good thing. I don't know if this is right. 37 days, does that sound right? No, right? So, someone said yes, someone said no. But that's the average, the median. So I think that might be a little bit longer than 37. But that's what LVR is telling us so far, okay? All right, gang. If you've missed the Wind Down Wednesdays, you're missing some kind of good stuff. We did one here. We did one in the Northwest. Where's the next one?
We just finished Southwest yesterday.
Oh, yesterday was Southwest. Okay, gotcha.
Judy
Okay.
was there. She heard some shit.
Shit, how come we didn't go? We forgot all about it. God damn it. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, John Morgan, Epic Lending, baby. There he is. Hee hee.
All right, we got a CE class coming up June 4th here on Wednesday, 11 to 2. It is
Okay.
preserving homeownership for seniors, so it's all about reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgage purchase, reverse mortgage refinance, whatever. And the times I've done this, and Heather knows, like, it's not a bad thing anymore. It's like it's gotten better. The negative connotation is mom and dad are gonna do reverse mortgage and I'm gonna lose the house as an asset, or it's not gonna be willed to me, there won't be any activity. That's wrong. It's a misconception in most cases, unless they live like 50 years after they take it out. That's a different game. But come understand this, it's another tool for your toolbox. Wind Down Wednesday is also on the 4th. It's always the first Wednesday every month here at Summerlin. So even if you don't drink wine, even if you don't drink at all, come hang out. Yeah, right?
It's fun.
How many have you been to so far?
I think everyone here, the
Yeah.
Summerlin ones.
Right?
And then I did the Northwest office, I missed last night, heard it was a great time.
Yeah, they're picking
Yeah.
up. I think we're getting like 15 to 18 people at each
Huh?
one, and it's a fun time. I mean, we didn't get out of Southwest till after 6 o'clock yesterday.
Nice.
So, I mean, you don't have to stay the whole time, but do it. Had a couple recent questions come up. One this morning about down payment assistance, okay? There are products out there, but just know in the back of your head that free money costs a lot of money, okay? Right? The interest rates are higher on down payment assistance, but sometimes they have to do it. And Epic has an in-house one that Nevada doesn't have, and there isn't one nationally. There might be other people that have their own, but we have a 5% down payment assistance that's forgivable, okay? And the cool thing about our down payment assistance program is there's no income limit. They can be making $500,000 a year and be horrible at saving money, and they, for some reason, need a down payment assistance. They can get it, all right? Now, the rates are probably gonna be in the 7s or high 6s for FHA, but that's down payment assistance. So if you need it, we have it, use it. One last thing, VA loans. If you haven't run into the situation, you probably will eventually. And it's it's become a topic because sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. The VA, what was it? The transaction fee, okay. Is there a difference between the office transaction fee and your compensation? Yes, there is, okay? They said that the buyer can pay your compensation. They can't pay a brokerage fee. Sometimes it goes through, sometimes it doesn't. Wendy came to me a while back and I'm like, that's odd, yeah, sometimes it does go through and sometimes it doesn't. Here's the reason. If you get even $1,000 in seller concessions, and that transactions fee is only $800, there's enough money to cover it from the seller, right? But if you get no seller concessions, and that $800 fee sitting there, who has to pay that? Agent. So just know going forward that if you're dealing with a VA client and you don't get any seller concessions, that you might have to get creative on your buyer broker or something to pull it into compensation. But if it's sitting out there, you're gonna have to pay it, or you have to ask the seller to pay it.
So on the RPI, I put in 15K seller closing cost or buyer's commission, which box? Or both apply to that?
Oh.
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
need to- As long as there's seller concessions, we can apply it.
We don't care where it is. Okay,
There
got it.
just has to be enough to cover that.
Okay.
So that's why you'll eventually hit that point, and you'll be surprised at closing. You're like, what? This has always been paid before. Well, you probably has got concessions before. So it's not anything new. It's just, it is what it is. So watch out for that. That's all I got.
And again, just to plug John one more time, if you're not at least having your buyer talk to John, you're doing a disservice. Because
And don't get in your own way, please. Last
just
night,
jump right
Wind
in.
Down Wednesday, we had a conversation. He asked me, he goes, stated income loans are gone, right? I'm like, unless you're an investor, we can do some crazy stuff with investing, but as a primary, I'm like, no, you can't do stated income. It's like, oh, there's $1 million deal. Like, oh, they can afford the payment. I'm like, well, tell me more. How can they afford the payment? Oh, parents give them a lot of money. Okay, what kind of money do the parents have? So we're going back and forth, and then he's like, well, maybe we put Aunt on there. I'm like, okay, let's put Aunt on there. And then at the end of it, they make about $140,000 a year. I'm like, "You have debt?" He's like, "No, no debt." I'm like, "What are you doing?" And like, quickly calculating the payment in the head. I'm like, "They can cover that." I go, "Have him fill an application." But he was getting in the way, thinking it couldn't be done. Okay, so if you think it can't be done, call me. And even if you have another lender, if there's a deal going south with the other lender, right? I don't want to take it, I want to fix it. Because I was an agent and I know it sucks when you have to switch lenders in the middle of the transaction. All right? Unless that lender has no way of closing it and the underwriter sees too much or something, I'm going to help you help them close that deal. Okay? Reach out to me. I'm fine with that. I'll take the call. So.
And the point is, gang, if many of you come to me and Wendy 3 weeks into the deal complaining about the buyer's lender or complaining about the title company, and that's not always the case. 9 out of 10 deals go through, but we're not going to run into that with these guys. You know, this week alone, I had to call 3 escrow officers from other companies who did not call back our agent, waiting for the HUD. I shouldn't have to do that. You know, if that ever happens, we know where her office is. Okay, we go bang the door down here. You know, and John, I think he's giving a 0.5% rebated back to your buyer. So if it's a $500,000 loan, that's $2,500 they could use. Maybe even to pay your commission.
If it's a $500,000
Right.
loan, I'm probably getting full point.
That's what I'm saying.
There's plenty of room. Either we can take down the rate a little more, put it towards closing costs. There's lots of things we can do. So.
I mean, when I was a buyer's agent, if the buyer came to me, yeah, Tim, I'm going with the Nevada Credit Union. Great. 9 out of 10 times, I got them to at least talk to my preferred lender. You know, I mean, it's just a conversation. And sometimes it's just common sense when you're talking to the buyer. Say, look, this guy could probably beat the rate and rebate you back a couple of grand. You know, you got 10 minutes? Just call them. And most of them would. Or I'd have John, or who my lender was, call them. So if you don't do that, you kind of might be doing a disservice to the buyer. That's all I'm saying.
And I answer the phone. And if I don't, I call you back. Even if you call me 18 times in a day or text me 18 times in a day, I'll respond. Okay?
There you go.
And if you leave a voicemail, shoot me a text too. If I don't respond within an hour, you're not bugging, call or text again. All right? So usually I'm only blocked out hours at a time, if that, for a CE class. So if you don't get a call in an hour, call me again.
Okay, John's done. He's going to go now. Okay, there you go. There you go. John's going to go now. Okay. All right, gang. We've had builders come in here, but not a lot. Maybe 4 or 5 we have come in maybe out of the 150 home builders there are. But our favorite home builder today, just today, is none other than Richmond American. So come on down, ladies. Yes. Hey, hey, wait a minute. Before you do that, Gracie, for a Realty One group painting the globe T-shirt, brand new, what does Jessica and Gracie have in common that unfortunately Tina doesn't have that has to do with our company? First correct answer.
They're both realtors.
You shush. They what?
They were both realtors here?
Yes. They both work for Realty One Group. Who knew? There you go.
I have a question. So since we were talking about the $1,200 since I was a realtor here and I brought in my husband and now daughter, what do I get?
1-800-CALL Wallenfang.
Okay.
That's it. Jeff will jump right on that for you, you know?
Yeah, so I started with a Realty One Group about 6, 7, I don't know when he started right after
Pretty much,
I
yeah.
started, yeah. So I know his broker number BS point number. But he was my trainer, he trained me, so he's amazing, I know. He does good hands. But anyways, we're here to talk about Richmond Homes, what we have. You want to start us, Jess?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. So I'm on Fullerton Cove. It's a community off of the 215 and Revere, close to the VA, close to Nellis Air Force Base, and actually close to Creech Air Force Base as well. I live right across the way from there, and it takes me 25 minutes to get to work. So if you have that VA buyer looking to move someplace and you want great pricing, I'm your location. But more importantly, so right now we're offering until the 26th, a special going on. Any VA could get into their house for $1. So have them write a check made out to Tycor Title for $1, and then they'll get in. So that's also including special financing and closing costs if needed.
All right, and I'm Tina. Never been a realtor here. I'm always sold new homes, and I am at my newest community, Teton Terrace, which is a luxury community located in the Northwest. if anybody's familiar with the Northwest, right before you get to Silverstone Ranch. Anybody remember Silverstone Ranch?
Oh, yeah.
The golf course, the whole lawsuit thing, okay. So I'm right at the beginning of that community, selling at 1.3 to 1.5. So if you have buyers, luxury buyers, you want to come and take a look because these are large single stories on home sites that range from 15,000 to the largest 23,000 square feet lots. So, and I want to tell you about our special financing, which is for FHA and VA is 4.5, and for conventional 4.875. I mean, how great is that?
Wow.
People complaining about interest rates, no need to. We also have a 2-1 buy down starting at 2.99 and 3.99 to 4.99. And for conventional, 3.375. There's no reason people should be complaining to you, right, about interest rates. So come see us.
And my name is Gracie. I'm actually homeless right now. I don't have an office. I just sold, I was at a Kestra community of the 215 and Pecos. I had 2 model homes left. I currently have 1.5. And I say that because I send the contract, the buyer hasn't signed it, so it's kind of like there, like, are we gonna get under contract or not? But I have 1.5. So if you have a buyer that is interested in a brand new home, model home, what you see is what you get, furniture, everything. I have 1.5. So currently, like I say, I don't know where I'm gonna be. So you can reach out to me. Any of us, we're allowed to cross sell. We're allowed to cross sell any community. We want to be your Richmond girls, we're like, okay, I'm going to take a buyer to Richmond. Let me reach out to my girls. We're here to give you all that information. If you have a buyer looking for an RV garage, send us a text message. We'll send you all that information. We're here to help you. And not just that, guys. Commission. We love getting paid, right?
Yes.
3% commission. Not of the base price, but the total purchase price.
Nice.
Yes,
That's like
right?
$25,000, guys.
On your community.
Wow.
Yeah, so
kinda
we
cool.
must be under contract by June 15, and we must close by June 30th.
And then I do want to hit on that because I know sometimes our lender isn't always able to get it done, and there are some cases that happens. We're giving 2% towards an outside lender. So if you have to use your preferred outside lender, like the lender that just spoke here, we are offering 2% towards closing costs for an outside lender.
And that's new news, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really terrific that we're helping out even the lenders that are not under Richmond.
Yeah.
So for the special commission, we have about 20 to 25 homes ready for the buyers to go under contract this week if they want. We have a list of those over here up front. We'll put them up and right over there so you guys can pick a list as well. You have all of us our information. Give us a call, send us a text, follow us on social media. We're here to help. We want to get that deal done with you guys, and we are here to help you guys. Let's make it happen.
Thank
So
you.
now everyone's goal is to get a buyer under contract with us this year. Let's make it happen.
Gracie, do you guys still have, so I'm an agent here and I have a buyer, wants $500,000 home, but they don't know, they'll live on the west side. Isn't there, you guys have a concierge number or a number where I can call Susie at Richmond American that will help me narrow down the search so I'm not driving all around town?
Yeah, there is, but we want to be your concierge.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're your concierge.
Okay,
The number
okay.
is 702-817-5374. I'm just kidding.
I mean, reach out, build our.
Give me a phone number. I'll put, what is it? 702? I don't care.
702
Yep.
817
Right.
5374.
There we
What's
go.
your number, Tina?
It is 702-327-3935.
And
Okay.
then mine is 884-8478. Oh, the 8s is me.
There we go. Okay, gotcha.
There we go.
Yeah.
No, what's great about that, guys, years ago when I would sell, they would give you a concierge, but I was always trying to get the agent that was at that
Yes.
location, because they seem to know a little bit more, and I actually just called another home builder yesterday, and she's like, I'll get back to you, let me find out, I'll get back to you. But when they're actually sitting there, they have all the information for you, so try to reach out to them directly. And then my question is, can we come to your locations and do social media? Do that?
Yes, we do. We're big in social media. We love doing social media. I feel that's how we reach majority of our agent. And trust me, if you as an agent are not doing social media, I feel like you're losing on it. I did social media when I was in general real estate, and I closed like 5 deals 1 year just off of social media. Never met these people. But they want to see that you're busy. Consistency is the key. So,
And we have, you know, at each community, so many quick move-ins. So instead of looking for that vacant house to do your content in, stop by any community. We have models to do content in, quick move-ins to do content in. So you could even act like you're at different locations. Nobody knows the difference.
And when you go in there, just like whoever is there, like, hey, we're here just to do a video for our social media. Whoever's there, they
And
should
they'll
be
be
okay.
happy to.
If you want to reach out to any of us, we'll be more than happy. Hey, go here, go there. We're here to help you. Build that relationship with your Richmond girl.
And Grace, on the timeline, if your buyer is going without you, but you signed them up, because I've had that happen before, what's the timeline is it 30 days that they're allowed to work under me through you? Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
it's good 30 days. Now, we're very lenient. We're pretty open. We see that all the time. 99% of the time, buyer walks in there without you guys.
Right.
And we're not that type of builder where we're like, oh, sorry, your agent isn't here. Sorry, they're not getting paid.
We get it,
Yeah.
because we've all been in that position. You're like, what the heck? We had this conversation 25 times, and somebody calls you like, hey, your buyer's here, sorry. So we get it.
Yeah, we're gonna call you like, hey, your buyer's ready to pull the trigger, because we see that all the time. Oh my God, I really like the house. Can we make it happen? But by the way, I have an agent.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. Give me their business card. Call your agent now. Let them know. We have deals where we have never seen the agent, and just because we want to build that relationship with you guys, we want to work with you guys.
Yes, make it easy for you.
Real quick on that though, if your clients go in there and register and see them, go back the next day just to reassure them that you really are working with them. Because don't just wait for 30 days and then just, oh, well, they're under contract, they already went.
Yes.
You guys have to show some effort.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
Yeah.
I had an agent, and I think it happened with Jess. The agent reached out to me. I made the agent and the buyer at that community. The next day, Jess gets another call from another agent. Hey, I want to register my buyer. I'm coming in. Same buyer with 2 different agents.
Yes.
So the first agent that showed and was there is who's gonna win. But buyers sometimes are liars. I mean, I can say that, but we've seen that. And if you want to make sure you're registered, give us a call. We'll be happy to look it up for you. Like I said, we want to build that relationship with you guys. Right.
Hey, and ladies, one more question. We haven't done this in a while, and it's probably my fault, where you invite us for a brunch or a lunch at one of the models. And actually maybe you walk us through the model as if we were the buyer. So we could see how you present the house to the general public. That kind of stuff, right? We can do that, right? That's doable? Okay.
We'll be happy to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
June 6th, we have at another community, Australia, representing these models. We have an event. It's an evening event from 4 to 7. But if you call me, I'll send you an invite because you have to RSVP.
Okay.
Because we'll have music, a live DJ,
Oh, wow.
and all of that, and wine. So just make sure you contact us, and we'll give you that information. June 6th.
June 6th.
4 to 6. Yeah. So see, now that you mentioned that, Heather and I are, well, not just her, but other people, we're having an event at the same community. It's gonna be next Wednesday. You do have to register, so we'll send the link out.
Reach out to me if you guys want to register.
Yes.
'Cause I think a couple people may have registered.
is that the one?
That's
Oh,
the
okay.
one, yeah.
I don't know what it was. It's like, oh,
It's the one off of
And in 215.
and 215.
Yes.
But-
That's
It's gonna be at the same place.
Oh, it's gonna be at the same place.
Right.
Oh, okay.
so we wanna. That house is going for sale. They just released that for sale yesterday.
Yeah.
We did yesterday.
And so we kinda, I mean, it's a beautiful home. It's over $1 million. I only have $30. It's beautiful. If you guys wanna come and see it, do video for yourself.
Yeah, and the one we're doing it at, the Northwest actually had their award
awards,
Ceremony
for the Northwest office.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very beautiful home.
Yes.
Beautiful backyard.
Any
Alright.
other questions?
We're good, kids? No more burning questions here for Richmond? Alrighty, gang. Ladies, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right, kids. How's that leg doing?
It's getting there.
That a girl, that a girl. Heather has some updates on Rock Title. Oops, I'll get away from that one there. Let you guys do that, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, there she is, Heather Mirich. Come on down, there she is.
Yeah, I might be able to lose the scooter today, but I might still limp for a little bit. So,
Just a quick question. Is Heather an escrow officer?
no.
Okay, some of you think she is. Just thought I'd let you know that, okay? Just to clear that up.
Yeah, so I am your sales and marketing representative for Rock Title, which I know most of everyone in this room. So thank you guys for working with me. I appreciate your business. But I will say, just like you guys don't always look like working for free and doing comps on a property and then go with another real estate agent, I kind of feel the same way when you guys go with another title company. So do whatever you guys can to write me in. I know you guys can't do it 100% of the time, but if you can, I'd love that opportunity to work with you guys to the finish line. We have our discounts, which I've mentioned 1,000 times, but reach out to us, find out how you guys can get discounts for your clients. I know Haya was at my CE class yesterday, so I had my second CE class I taught on the senior market, and a lot of it is marketing. So I know John has one on reverse mortgages. I touch on that, but the majority of it is marketing to the senior market. So I'll let you guys know when I have my next one. It's probably gonna be end of June or July. And then I've had this class with an attorney, Sarah Ocampa. She's gonna do a 3-hour CE class here. The last couple have been on Rock Title. It's gonna be on June 17th, which is a Tuesday, from 12 to 3. It's really good information on estate planning and probate. So not just for you guys personally to learn how to protect yourself and your families, but also your clients and ways to avoid going into that. And then I know Wendy has a bunch of stuff she's going to share. So I'll leave
but
that.
you gotta stay up
Oh,
here.
I do. Okay.
Okay, so, fun facts. First off, I touched on this, but I would like to say once a month, but it's turning into every week. What are my business hours? My business hours are from 8 to 5, Mondays and Fridays. 5 to 7 p.m., we do call, text, email. And then after 7 p.m., not 10:30, not 11 o'clock at night, my phone is ringing, not 4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, asking when next month's calendar, none of that, okay? Just 8 to 5, and then 5 to 7, call a text. I do have to cook dinner, I know to, have a life after that. And then Saturdays and Sundays, 9 to 4, call, text, email. Most of the time, I'll still respond to your emails after that, like 10 o'clock at night, but my phone just keeps going. It's not a 24-hour hotline, they are personal lines. That goes for me, for Tim, for Heather also. It's just, guys, just regular business hours, because I know you have burning questions, but the other agent on the other end is probably not gonna respond to you either, so even if you get back to them. But a couple of fun facts about me and Heather. We're both twins, but we're not twins with each other. So there's a difference. I have a twin brother, she has a twin sister. We are two totally different people. More fun facts. We both have children named Jaden. She has a son. I have a daughter named Jaden. What's that? We both use the same tax person. Heather and I just met 2 years ago, but we have so many things in common. We both
used to live in the same
Yeah,
community.
same community, same model. Yeah, Florida. She moved out, and I moved in. I mean, we have a lot of stuff in common. But we are two totally different people. I'm with Realty One Group. She is with Rock Title. Do not send Heather your contracts and say, what do I do next? Don't ask me like all the title questions. I'm not an escrow officer. We are two totally different companies. We just get along, and we're both short, and we're kind of similar color hair and all that stuff. But so I made a sheet of what Realty One does and what Rock Title does. So just so we're aware. Now Realty One Group. It's me, Tim, Maria, Vianney, and Suzanne. Rock Title. The people you're going to see are Heather, Anthony, and Tim Sands. Those are the people, right? So it's totally different. That's why she wore the green, and I wore the black and gold. We're totally different, right? But just a little bit about us, because it does get confusing, because you do see all of us in here. We're all trying to help you guys do your business, however we can help you. But sometimes you'll get mad at Heather because she can't teach you on our Rock tools. She doesn't know our Rock tools. They have, our Realty One tools. She has Rock Title tools. We have Realty One Group tools. totally different. So don't be mad at her if she can't answer your questions. Just come to me. She might just say that's a Wendy question, and I'll say that's a Heather question, or that's a Tim question. So I'm not trying to push it off. I just don't know anything about the rock stuff. So with that, our ladies at the front, they're going to handle computer and printer questions and things out in the bullpen. Real estate questions, me and Tim, sometimes Maria, but she can't answer a lot of stuff. Her job is compliance, to make sure everything's done properly and cut your checks. That's why we all love Maria, right? Mentee program, if you're on the mentee program, it's me, Tim, and then we review everything, and then Maria gets the final say and uploads it into SkySlope, right? Reviewing documents, going to be me and Tim. Classes and training, usually me and Tim. Heather does her own stuff, but it'll be marketed that way. Rev up, calendars, zone tools. Again, Realty One tools in the back office zone are for Realty One. She might touch upon it in some of the classes, but she doesn't go deep because she doesn't know how they all work. Those are zone tools. Document questions are us, SkySlope, MLS, transaction desk, and the office meetings, the checks, recruiting, billing, LVR stuff, division stuff, that's Realty One. Now, I got you one.
Okay, so if you guys have your license in Summerlin or Northwest, I'm your rep. If you guys happen to come in here and you have a license at one of the other two offices, Anthony, he handles those two offices. Tim Sams, he is in charge of education, so don't ask him for the farm or anything. But those Realty One tools, he does have classes every Monday at 1 on Zoom. You can register on rockstars.com for the Zoom link. We just don't do one-on-one for all the Realty One agents because you can imagine that's a lot of stuff. But if you guys go on, and they're all recorded too, so you guys don't have to wait till 1 o'clock on that Monday to watch and learn more. So that's Rock University. We have tons of stuff on Rock University. That's that one Rockstars. You guys can get listing packages and tons of Canva templates, which we'll go more into. List reports. So for open house marketing kits, so if you guys have a listing or you're doing an open house on someone else's listing and you have permission, you guys can create flyers, social media prints for that particular home. And it takes like 2 to 3 minutes. And if you don't know how to do it, I can help you. I do encourage you guys to do it yourself because you guys can have 30 pictures on MLS and I picked 5 and you're like, why'd you pick those pictures? I wanted these pictures. So you guys do it yourself, you'll get great at that. Farming, obviously, farming 101, if you guys want to focus in on one particular area, reach out to me, that's what I'm here for. Altos reports, most of you guys should be set up. If you're not set up, reach out to me because I can't see who's set up and I'll set you guys up. But that you can, it's just weekly information or monthly information on particular zip codes around town, showing buyer's market, seller's market, property profiles. I can do those for you. You guys can also do it yourself on Title Pro 247. Know before you list, so if you have a listing coming up and you want more information on a property, in addition to just a property profile, we'll pull additional information for you. And then the pre-listing prelims, not only we can give you the discounts for escrows on the pre-listing prelims, but also you guys will find out if there's any red flags on that property you're about to take a listing on. So it's really important for that. We have tons of training classes, which on the calendar, we're always in green, so they're easy to tell the difference. Again, that's that one-week training. Escrow questions. You can reach out to me, but I'm gonna really pair you up with an escrow officer to work with that can answer those escrow questions. Net sheets. I can show you how to do our Rock Agent net sheet if you guys don't already know how to use it. I got another question today while I'm sitting here. I'm not always available to help you with net sheets because I teach classes too. But our escrow officers, that's kind of their job too. So if you're not super comfortable doing your own net sheet, just reach out to our escrow officers and they can help you with that. And then the Canva templates, you're gonna find those in our One Rockstars community and tons of stuff. So if you guys want more information, just reach out to me. That's what I'm here for.
So really, just to sum it up, we at Realty One are all about the paperwork, anything with your listings and buyers and whatever, and then Rock Title's helping you with the marketing and branding and that kind of stuff. Totally. But if you have questions, we'll direct you who you need to talk to. Don't think we're being mean. We just have certain departments that have to do certain things. So, okay, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Killing me. Crystal clear?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, where is she? It's compliance time with none other than Maria Oakes, who keeps us out of trouble, cuts our paychecks. How many of you have a listing, it's been on for a month or two, and you come to the realization with your seller, you know what, let's take it off the market a couple of days and put it back on? How many of you have done that? Come on, raise your hands. Come on, all of you have. Or hopefully you have. Well, hopefully unless you sold it in 30 days. But that's very common in our industry to have a listing, it's been on 30, 40, 50 days, nothing's happening. Let's take it off, wait a couple days, mix up the pictures, write a new public remarks, and plop it back on as a new listing. Nothing wrong with that. But there's some stuff that you have to do along with that.
So if you're gonna do that, what do you have to do in MLS? Do you put it into WU, WC?
Temporary status, what do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah, either temporary or WC, withdrawn temporary, right?
There's no such thing withdrawing temporary.
Cancel.
Yeah.
No such thing as cancel in
You're gonna
MLS.
list it, or you're just gonna keep it until it expires?
Just withdraw it,
Withdraw it how?
withdrawn unconditional.
Okay, I got a WU. Who agrees with WU?
Yeah, withdrawn unconditional.
Why not conditionally?
Or conditional.
Why not do it that way?
But you are conditional.
Okay, so the scenario is that you've had it on the market for 90 days, you want to take it off the market, you want a new MLS number, you're going to mix up the pictures, you're going to put something new. How do you do that, WC or WU?
How many thinks U? How many thinks C? Who doesn't give a shit? Come on, just tell us.
If it's with the same agent, then you doesn't matter.
Well, it's your listing. Of course, it's the same agent.
Exactly, so WU would make you go in and put it in as a new listing. Right.
Fatima, right? Absolutely correct. You get a pen. Rock title pen, baby. No, let's not get crazy. Easy now. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. I owe you a pen.
WC and WU, who can withdraw a WC?
Who can go in MLS and change it from ER to WC? Can the agent do that, or do I have to do it, or Maria?
All right, so the agent can do the WC, but the WU can only be done by the broker.
Yes.
So for those of you that put it into WC and go, oh my gosh, I can't get it out of there, now you're gonna need a withdrawal form for WC.
It's a headache.
Then you need a withdrawal form for WU so that we can withdraw it unconditionally, and then you can relist it.
And what? And how does that make you look in front of your client?
Not good.
Right.
So
But again, doesn't somebody come in during the WU and list the property? That's always the fear. So you gotta be in real good connection with your clients, like, I've seen a listing in my neighborhood. It was off the market for 30 days. And then she listed it again. They had real good friends, because within 30 days, anybody can come in and jump. I've even heard when it's a CSL listing, coming soon listing, you can jump in, when I was with another brokerage, that if you put it out, let's say a month, June 30th, whatever, anybody can come in and take your listing. Just because it's a CSL doesn't mean you own it.
Okay, we're not talking about CSL, but I'm saying.
Because of that reason,
But-
WU could be a little bit.
But to clarify what she's saying is that the listing's on the market.
one scenario, let's just.
Right, it's on the market. Stay with me. It's on the market 92 days. Your seller's pissed off, right? And you can't get a price drop. You take it off for 2 days, not 30 days. 2 or 3 days, and you put it right back. The longer you wait, to Fatima's point, someone could swoop in there and get the listing. Right, Brandon?
Can you have, say I have my seller sign the withdrawn and a new listing package on the same day with an effective date in 2 days?
Yeah,
Because
you
they've
can
signed
do that.
Sure.
the listing agreement.
That's a great strategy.
Secured that seller.
Then it's mine,
Right.
I can't go
You
anywhere.
know, yeah,
No,
and
it's not
like
yours. You
secured
have an
it.
effective date after 2 days.
Right,
So
but
I
they
come
signed
into
the agreement today.
It's the date.
What Brandon said is correct. He can do that. I can go into Maria, go into.
Go in and get his listing tomorrow if it's after 2 days.
So that you think the seller's gonna? No, you can't.
He's already
already
can't.
got a listing secured
Right.
and signed.
But that's after 2 days.
It doesn't matter.
No.
That's what I was told.
Right.
I could be
Well,
wrong.
that's why we're trying to explain
Right,
it to you,
okay.
so that you know what we're
2
doing.
days, yeah.
Okay.
But during these 2 days, sellers just crazy how many calls and texts they have.
Sure.
And they asking, please put it
Sure.
back as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Exactly, so that's why you're gonna take it off and you're gonna put it back on, is what you're gonna do.
Yes,
So
yes.
you
But
don't
it
have to
takes
wait
2
any
days.
time.
And so we take it off with VC, with strong conditional, and the.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, we say that.
When would you use WC? Come on.
When the seller's not ready to list with you anymore.
It is listed with me.
No, if he wants to cancel.
He doesn't want to cancel.
Doesn't wanna cancel.
He wants it, why, when would you use WC?
You have to do some
repairs.
repairs.
During repairs? Okay. When else?
If you put it into WC status, it will not get removed from the MLS until your listing expires. So whatever date is on page 1, line 5 of your listing agreement, that is the date that it will then come off MLS. So if you're trying to just refresh it, WC is not gonna work, because it's just gonna stay there until December 31st. And then in December
You okay?
31st, then you can start your paperwork for WU.
Okay, so if I refresh it and I want a new date and it's WU and it's only signed by the broker, but then my seller has to sign a new listing agreement.
All paperwork is all brand new.
Well, not all paperwork.
Well, the only thing that you're rolling over is gonna be your affiliate, your marketing,
Right.
and your wire.
Right, all of the disclosures and forms don't have to be
Your listing
re-signed.
agreement has to be
Yes,
new.
brand new listing
RPD
agreement.
has to be brand new, you know, so you need to make sure that you've got that straight, okay? Because I'm getting a lot of this happening. In the last 2 weeks, I've probably gotten more than 18, 19, 20, you know, that have happened. But they all have WC in there, so now when I request a WC, they're like, well, no, I want it in WU. Well, you can't, because you did a WC first, then you came to me and wanted WU. Now you need 2 withdrawals, okay? We good with that?
So here's the withdrawn conditionally scenario. You have a 6-month agreement, you're into it 4.5 months, and it's just not working. The seller's giving you a hard time, you know, you're pissed off at the seller, this just ain't happening. And he wants to cancel, okay? But you have a 1.5 months left, right? And you go to, Brandon, I'm sorry, Brandon, we have a 6-month agreement. I don't give a shit, Tim. I think you stink, okay? I want you to cancel my listing, okay? Then you would come to me or Maria or Wendy, and we would recommend you do a WC, okay? And he signs it, okay? I explain to him what WC is, okay? And then in MLS, it goes from ER to WC. So I'm a new agent at RE/MAX, and I see that WC. Because Brandon lied to me. He said he doesn't want another agent, but as soon as I left, he called up Ricky at RE/MAX. Hey, Rick, it's Brandon. I got rid of that Kelly guy. Listed for me. So Ricky goes in MLS and sees WC. Can he create a new listing agreement?
No, it's conditional.
Why can't he?
Wait till yours is ready.
Brandon doesn't want to wait another 1.5 months. He wants that house on the market tomorrow.
Then he calls the brokerage.
And what?
Complains that I want it off immediately because I want to list with whoever.
Yeah, so I get that phone call from Ricky. Hey, Tim, it's Ricky RE/MAX. This is WC. How come? Well, we have a 6-month agreement with Brandon, so we're going to hold him to that contract. Okay?
Then it's up to you.
What's the next conversation then?
It's up to you
To do what?
to either give him a U or keep it as a C.
Okay? The main thing we're trying to do there is get our listing agent a referral fee. So I'll go back to Ricky at RE/MAX. Hey, Ricky, you can have the listing tomorrow. You just got to give Wendy, my agent, who worked on this for 4.5 months, is into this thing for $2,000, a referral fee. He normally says yes. If he doesn't, then I'll call the broker, and the broker normally says yes. Or Ricky could wait a 1.5 months, and Brandon doesn't want that as the seller. He wants it right back on the market. So that's usually what happens. Is that about right?
Yes.
You sure? Yeah, baby.
That's smart. You get the gun back.
You're good.
Okay. What else we got? Another WC? Do you have another letter thing you want to throw at us? Another something?
COS.
There. Oh, COS. Ay, ay, ay.
Does anybody know what COS is?
Do you mean POS? No, kidding. CO. There you go.
Well, we had that.
We did.
Okay, and the last thing is, please know that referrals and leasings have to go into Sky Slope if you wanna get paid. Okay, so if you want.
What space on Sky Slope?
Hmm?
What on the Sky Slope where I can put referral?
Under managed transactions. Yeah, so you just check, you have your checklist for either referrals or leases, and then you have to put them in there. Right now, I'm sitting with, what I would consider a really nice Hawaiian trip for myself. And a couple of referrals that are just sitting in my office with no files. So,
But on the file should be just referral agreement, correct?
right, and your CDAs.
And the ER sheet that says L on it for leased.
No, not
Oh, well,
referral.
I'm sorry, I meant a rental, sorry, yeah.
Pay attention now.
I'm trying, baby. I'm trying to throw you off here, and, I gotta keep you, yeah.
I'm sorry?
What, it goes under what, under zone, or in Sky?
Under managed transactions, and then go into your checklist. Is it either gonna be a referral checklist or a lease, residential lease, if you're representing the tenant?
Because what happens on a daily basis, checks come in, 300 from Remax, 500 from Coldwell Banker, 6,000 from Coldwell Banker in Colorado, and we don't know what it's for. We go into Sky Slope, okay, let's see who gets this money. There's nothing in there.
Okay, but this.
Nothing's in there.
We should open this case when we know escrow open or when we send the referral agreement?
No, as soon as you get the referral agreement signed, you just open up a SkyServe file for your referrals, on it. And then your leases is the same thing. As
No,
soon as
no,
you-
Liz, I have 3 referral agreement, 1 escrow already open. And 2, 1, it's almost year, and nothing is going on, at least in city in
Right.
California, nothing is going
Well,
on.
that's where you need to make sure that you're in touch with that other agent, so that you can follow up with them every 3 months or something like that and say
Yeah.
what's going on. Because once they go into escrow, then you're gonna have to get the address, you're gonna have to get who the buyer is, who the seller is, all that information to put it in there. Okay? Okay, any other questions?
Wow.
That was easy.
That a girl? Thank you, Maria. All right, gang, before we get out of here, upcoming events. If you haven't gone to Matthew's free CE classes, you need to go. I've gone the last 3 months, and he teaches the core classes, not the general CE. These are the ones that you need. He did it for the last 3 months in Northwest. Now in June, July, and August, he's going to do 2 classes a month here. It's free. He's a really good instructor. He has some really cool videos. Tries to keep it a little bit entertaining and moving along. So sign up for these. Either Epic or Rock will supply pizza, soda, all that kind of good stuff. So there'll be some food, some lunch served. Also, we're going to do a blood drive on June 5th. I don't know how many of you have given blood over the years here. Anybody given blood? Yeah, a bunch of us have. Okay.
Can I say something on that? Years ago, I was underweight and I was never able to give blood. Well, now I have no problem with that. But
Okay.
I have not given blood in a while, and about a month ago, my daughter needed a blood transfusion, and I did not know the urgency. Like, we were in the hospital, and I'm like, I knew nothing about giving blood. So now it's like something we're gonna do, like the whole family's, because it's so important when you actually need it. So anybody that can do it, please sign up and do it, because we don't need a blood shortage.
Yeah.
When you're in that position, you're just so desperate.
Yeah, and they bring up the blood mobile. It's a big giant, John Madden van, truck, or whatever it is, bus, and 5 or 6 people can give blood at the same time. A lot of fun, okay? So that's the blood drive. That's the Rev Up schedule for the new folks. I don't see any really new folks in here that are on Rev Up, but that's the Rev Up that's starting on the 28th. That's Maria. That's the latest stats. And these are all our partners, gang. Phil Whalen, God bless him, he retired. Phil's not that old, Jesus. But he sold the company to David Geller, okay, which rings a bell, like he's an inspector in town. But he bought the franchise, so we're going to get David's info, but Phil is still there for a little bit during the transition. So we'll get David's info. But you know who everybody else is on here, okay? And that's our escrow officers and the marketing people at Rock, okay? Become friends with these escrow officers, gang. Don't be afraid to call them up instead of Heather. Because if you call up Heather with an escrow question, she's going to say, call Kathleen or call Laura, okay? So there's no reason you can't become friends with 1 or 2 of them, because you're going to need them on certain things, okay? And you create that relationship in the beginning, it kind of goes a long way, okay?
And I can make an introduction if you guys don't know any of them.
Yes.
Somebody that might.
Correct. And for the most part, Brad and Laura are our escrow officers and Kathleen. And then Jamie and Sarah are Green Valley in the Southwest, okay? So we try to split it up, just like Heather's our gal, Anthony is the other 2 officers guy. We try to divvy up the business that way, okay? All right, kids, anything else we got? Richmond American, do you want to raise the commission you're giving us or something? Can we go to 4, 4.5? No, that's all we got? That's as good as it gets?
Go talk to them.
Go talk to the guy who knows the guy.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
I'll
Hey,
get back to
hey, one last thing I put up here. How many of you are getting these investor text messages to buy a house? Oh, hey, oh, okay.
All the time.
All the time. You're still getting them probably, right? Yeah. So
every day.
most of them are BS, okay? So sometimes I'll call them back just to hear what they have to say. Maybe I'm learning something new or whatever, but there must be some sort of how to flip houses seminar in town going on that they're all going to, you know, because it's 4 or 5 texts a day. So
Laura just texted me yesterday. Laura, her name was Laura.
Laura, hi, there, yeah.
Investment property.
Right, yeah. So they go to these seminars and they say email or text message 50 realtors. If one responds, you know, you're home free. So, all right, kids. Sunshine?
I love when they tell you, I found you on Zillow. I'm like, I'm not on Zillow.
I don't spend my money on Zillow. I spend it somewhere else, okay? All right, kids, is that all we got? All right, Richmond American, thank you again, ladies. Yay! All right, enjoy your day.